Greetings and salutations, my operators, and welcome back to Fate Grand Order Lost Boat number 6, Avalon La Fae. Last time, we went to Manchester to visit Bargus, and she decided to join our cause because we can apparently save the fairies by transferring them over back to proper human history, because they are their own people who doesn't say anything about nobody. Anyways, yeah, we're just finishing off there and then off to our next adventure, I suppose. We are currently at the halfway point of the Avalon La Fae story. So, yay! And we're not even at the hard part yet. Circumstantial change confirmed. The price has now been paid. I have a proposal for you chosen ones. An offer for those of you who were cast aside. If you desire acclamation, then choose rebirth. If you desire indolence, then choose eternal sleep. It makes no difference to a god. It makes no difference? Well, sure as shit makes a difference to me whether I live or die. Living inevitably means struggling, while dying takes those struggles right off your plate. I've always preferred to keep things simple. I can't even dance if I've got too much on my mind. Acclaim, power, the future of humanity, being the best version of myself I can. Fact is, I don't care enough about myself to get worked up about any of that. Okay, Mr. Foreign God, I hear you. But before I give you my answer, can you tell me one thing first? I asked him if there was anything in this world that actually mattered to me. And he answered me without a second thought. Guess that's a god for you. Hey, Kiristaria. So you've made it back to life too, huh? Well, hey, that's awesome. I thought I'd be the first one out, but I guess I was dead wrong. I mean, we're talking about a foreign god here, right? One who says he's going to refute all of human history? I figured the only ones who jumped on a sweet offer like that would be me, Pepperoncino, or David. Not at all. I have as much desire as the next person. What could be more enticing than the prospect of creating a new human history? You'd have to be mad to refuse. Well, damn. I stand corrected. So, you've finally shown your true colors, huh, Wooddime? I mean, there's been times before when I couldn't believe the stuff that came out of your mouth, but still. Anyway, you've got a real nice smile now. I like it. It's a big relief. That smile says, I'm gonna abandon all of humanity to their death, so I can be the king of the goddamn world. If you were all broken up about this while pretending to be one of the good guys, then I have had some serious reservations about sticking with you. Do I really seem that different now than I did before? Nope, you don't. That's why I'm so happy about this. You've actually been off your rocker this whole time. Oh well. At least I already knew on some level that members of Team A misunderstood me in many ways. Ah? Hey, don't get all gloomy on me. I like this new you. So, what do you want me to do, Wooddime? You're the team leader, yeah? And hey, now I finally get the whole crypto thing was all about. That's right. You were brought into the Singularity repair missions for emergency contingencies, weren't you? You know about our secret Sirius lights and how to use them. You also know how there's a design to deliver the decisive blow to ensure the preservation of humanity. When the foreseen singularities appear in the 7 points of human history, we expect them to. I thought only me and Marisberry knew about the serious lies. Guess you did too, huh? Or maybe the foreign god told you? Either way, you sure cut my work out for me. Well, you guessed it. I'm the cleanup guy. It's my job to dispose of anyone thinking about deserting their post. So, what are you gonna do with me now? Gonna kill me here while we're all alone so as not to wreck team morale? No, I think your ruthlessness could be useful. I want to use it. Eventually, everyone from Team A will be resurrected and assigned a lost belt. From there, the foreign god will give each of us a ticket to potentially become the king of the world in exchange for growing our lost belt's tree of emptiness. And I would like you to tear your ticket up. You don't mind, right? It's not as though that ticket will actually be good for anything. However, you can't be reckless about it. You'll need to do it in secret, while making it seem as though you're still giving it an honest try. Huh? Hang on. You're telling me to betray the foreign god too? And what was that about tearing up my chance to become king of the world? Are you shitting me with? You'll be assigned the Isle of Britain. I took the liberty of choosing it for you. I assume you don't mind, it being your homeland. And if I do? Not even Marisberry was this unilateral about his decision making, you know? I see. Unfortunately, now that I've already brought this up, I can't pretend. Oh, god damn it. My camera died again. So is something wrong with my USB port? Give me a second. I'm just gonna cut it off there and just keep going. I'll fix it after this section. I don't know what's going on. I see. Unfortunately, now that I've already brought this up, I can't pretend it never happened. If you refuse, I'm afraid I'll have no choice but to kill you. What? Seriously? So I got no choice in this? Thank you, Beryl. I'm glad we understand one another. You're the only one I can ask to do this. I don't know what that lost belt is like, but I do know Britain is crucial to the Magecraft world. There's no telling what could happen if the foreign god were to inhabit something which came from there. It's the one lost belt that must be cut down before it can grow to maturity. How you choose to go about it is your business, but... Basically, you just want me to slack off like I've always done, right? Okay, pal. You got it. Besides, I never had much interest in competing to be king of the world anyway. This gig's way more up my alley. That said, Woodime, this is still a deal we're making, so I expect you to keep up your end of it too. Once you become king of the world, you better make damn sure I live it up in the lap of luxury, alright? Shit. There really isn't a goddamn thing here, is there? Well, apart from all the phantasmals and fairies and assorted nasty beasties running around, how's a place like this gonna be any threat to new human history? I guess even Woodime gets it wrong every now and... No, wait. I remember that look on his face. Wherever's here, he was positive it was gonna be a problem. Maybe he knew about something funky going down in London the rest of us didn't. Oh well, no sweat off my back. That just makes my job even easier. Now I can take care of the Tree of Emptiness without anyone getting in my way. Speaking of which, I should probably go about summoning my servant. Thanks for making sure each crypter could summon at least one servant, Marisberry. I mean, it was the least you could do after inscribing us with something as dangerous as the Sirius Lights, but still. Of course, I still don't know exactly what kind of servant I'm gonna get. But I think I can make a pretty good guess. Whoever I summon, my only condition is that they are capable of destroying the world.
I am Morgan the Fairy Queen, a ruler. I have come in response to your summons. You there, descendant of witches, are you my master?
Ah, that was a good nap. I knew I made the right choice stopping here before heading home to Darlington. Whoops. Sorry, Queenie. Didn't realize you were still hard at work on the throne all by your lonesome. Still, don't you think it's time you chilled out just a bit, Morgan? The Tree of Emptiness is dead. Curious Tario was our biggest enemy, and we defeated him too. The foreign god never got a hold of the spirit origin she wanted, and she never will now. There's nothing for us to be afraid of. We've practically already won. So why not just relax? It's not like Chaldea or the Child of Prophecy are any threat to you, right?
Of course not. I have never considered either of them to be my enemy. My only enemies are the humans who once rejected me, and the Isle of Britain that would reject the fairy Britain I've created. Proper human history itself is my enemy, and so I will not relinquish my throne until it has been truly, utterly destroyed. Know this, Barrowgut. The fault of Balban's failure in Gloucester lies in part with you. If you are so inept as to be unable to babysit a child, I will be forced to reconsider your position as both my husband and master. Tell Balban Sith that she has had her final chance. I have clearly been too soft on her. It is time she learned to carry herself in a manner befitting my heir.
Whatever you say, Morgan. She'd be a lot happier to hear that from you, but I guess that's too much to ask. You don't really love anyone, so there's no chance you'd allow an heir to take over for you. Man, I almost feel sorry for Balban Sith. Being adopted by a woman as cold-hearted as you. Okay, that's confusing. I did finish reading that last time. But because the server changed, I guess it just didn't register? That's annoying. Anyways, time to fill with what's going on with my webcam. Like, I'm getting power from it, so I don't understand why it's not working. Like, I can put like a USB key into it, and it can read and write data just fine. But the webcam? Just break. It just breaks. I don't know why. I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna put it in my hub. See if that works. Man, I have a lot of things going to this hub. Can anything fit? Okay, bear with me, people. I don't think it's even in all the way. Oh, is reading, so... And we're back online. What the F? What the actual F? It's freaking out a lot more because this is a really old hub. Like, it runs off, like, USB 2.0. But, you know what? If it works, it works. I'm just gonna run with it. Anyways, fragment time! Let's see what's going on with MASH. Fragment 8. Onward. After the incident at the pit, Mash and Ask began investigating ruins all around Britain. Their only leads were the stories passed down within the Mirror Clan, and the murals left by the Rain Clan. And so, they set out from west to east on a great adventure in search of Rin records left behind by humans. Between running into moors, getting attacked by anti-Londinium fairies, and fighting the occasional giant monster when Ask felt like it, things weren't as always easy. But when all was said and done, these travels became lovely memories. Of course, it helped that Mash was always so strong and awesome no matter what. I think this is Happy Trot. Crap, what was it? A different Scottish accent. How do you do a Scottish accent again? Hey, Mash! Didn't you call me by some weird name before, when we first met? Yes I did. I'm sorry. You, look so much like someone else I know that just slipped out. Ah, God, I can't get it. Can't remember how I did. It's like something in my throat. Really? What's this someone... I'm keep going back to Cockney and Australian. Doing barrels along... It's throwing me off. Oh... Really? Really? There was someone out there who looks just like me? What are they like? I spent a little time with her, but that was enough for me to know she's a wonderful person. She's brave and kind and dependable, and she spent a lot of time in her workshop making all sorts of clothes. Her name is Habitrot. She's a very happy fairy who wants nothing more than to be a friend to brides everywhere. Whoa! So there's a fairy like that in the future, huh? I guess her name does sound a lot like mine. Maybe it's a fake name, like Ask. Maybe she's trying to cover up her true name. That's enough, Mash. You agreed not to tell us too much about the future, remember? You're right, I'm sorry. I thought it would make Totorot happy, and I didn't stop to think about what I was doing. Gotcha! You can be pretty careless sometimes, huh, Mash? I'm sorry too. Still, I like the idea of being a friend to the brides everywhere too. That sounds like a great life to me. Well, they had a lot of conversations like that, so I thought I'd include one for prosperity. Posterity? Anyway, their search through ruins lasted about 5 months. They didn't learn much, but they didn't give up either. They kept doggedly pursuing the threads of Britain's history, eventually arrived at the priestess's prophecy. It was Britain's first prophecy of destruction, a curse left behind by the first human, the priestess of the enshrined deity. It predicted that there would be 4 major wars named after the 4 seasons, but the War of Winter had not yet happened. They never did find out what it meant.
Really, all we got from our expedition was a lot of fun memories. And while I know I've already written this down several times, let me remind you once again that this took place in the Fey Era 400. Now, there were only a few days to go until the coronation at Londinium, which would decide the fate of all of Britain. And as one of the key figures in that coronation, Ask needed to return to the castle soon.
There's needlework to be all. There! The needlework's all done. All I have to do now is make the embroidery motifs. I think I'll make a purple rose for Ask and a blue rose for Mash.
Let me see. You did a good job. I have no complaints. You've gone from crybaby to expert. This is why I love handicrafts. Although, I'm not sure about using embroidery for the brooch. Ask's going to be a queen, so she should have something that shines. I think a pair of beads modeled after the world tree should do the trick. Here, give me that. Let me show you how it's done.
Whoa! Have you always been good with your hands, Black Knight? You're like some sort of sewing master. Turtle's changed so much since you came along, Mash. And it's all thanks to you. We've been together for hundreds of years, but I've never seen this side of her before. I really am a terrible friend. I was so caught up in fighting, I never even noticed what Totorot was going through, and she's always been there for me. Oh no, it was nothing. I just happened to be in the right place at the right time. That's all. And the only reason Totorot got interested in making clothes in the first place is the upcoming coronation. She said she wanted to make you a gown so pretty that you'd be the fairest fairy in all Britain. So I'm sure she would have gone on to become a great tailor, even if I'd never shown up. Ask? Alright, I think you deserve to know at least a little of how I really feel. I'm no savior, Mash. All I want to do is keep Britain itself alive. I no longer have any intention of saving all its fairies, or of protecting humans like you. Huh? What are you saying? You are protecting everyone. I see it myself. Here's the thing, Mash. For the last 3,600 years, I've been dispelling the calamities that appear every 100 years, and the great calamities that appear every 1,000. Before, when I said I would let the fairies handle the aftermath and go to sleep in a coffin, well, it wasn't the whole truth. The truth is, every time I saved them from a calamity, the fairies would come after me. I've never known a moment of true peace. The only thing I could ever do was run for my life and hibernate for years at a time. I'm sure that, at the start, I really did want to build an ideal nation. But not now. Not anymore. Every time I decide to work harder and finally get it right next time, I only ever end up having more stones thrown at me. I've been in prison, crucified, beheaded, drowned, burned. The only thing they haven't done is poison me. So, by now, I've stopped putting my hopes in fairies. My only companions are Totorot and the Black Knight, and Rhynek. I'm not even sure about Uther. Even they only see me as an important tool, nothing more. So, I only fight to protect Britain for myself. It's the only place I belong. That's why I'm going to unify the fairies and give humans the right to build a kingdom. That's the Britain I want. The sort of story proper human history would never allow. I've never been asked a savior. I'm just asked the witch. But surely, there must have been at least one good fairy, right? One who believed in you and understood you? Wasn't there ever a single fairy you genuinely wanted to help?
No, there wasn't. Not a single one. That's why things turned out this way. Mash, you came here from the era of the High Queen. I don't know which faction you belonged to in that time. I can never know, for if I did, that would change what happens in the future. I've been vacillating for a long time now about whether to kill you or save you. But I don't think it matters now. This is the Fey era, a history entirely of the Tree of Emptiness making. And as long as that tree exists, anything goes in its lost belt. No matter what may be added to its world, it will simply adjust its history to match. Things don't have to make sense in a world with a Tree of Emptiness. The reason Morgan was so cavalier about using the War Mirror to send things back in time to the Fey era is her awareness that nothing which changed in the Fey era will affect the start of the era of the High Queen. So, you're saying worlds created by the Trees of Emptiness can tolerate a fair number of discrepancies without falling apart? That's right. That's why I'm here. The Fey era is the last point in time where things can be so wibbly-wobbly. The moment you spoke of the era of the High Queen, I had a flash of insight as to how the future must have played out. She must have used all the magical energy stored inside the Tree of Emptiness to transform this lost belt into a singularity. I still won't know why she chooses to do that until the time comes, of course. But in the meantime, Mash, I can tell you that you can only exist while the Fey era lasts. In the last 400 years, in the last 400 years, at the start of the era of the High Queen, you'll disappear whether you're still alive or dead. You do understand that, right? Yes, I've arrived in Britain in the year 2019 of the era of the High Queen. Since I didn't exist in that era before that date, when the Tree of Emptiness dies. I swear. Just because Fey era history can be changed, that doesn't give her the right to send every problem she can't handle back to the past to let nature disappear it for her. And now she started sending servants as well as calamities? Unbelievable. That's just pathetic, is what it is. So I guess the least I can do is make things right. Since I'm mixed up in all of this too, it's my responsibility to send you back to the future you came from. Are you sure? No, wait, is that even possible? In a way, yes. It should work as long as there aren't any historical inconsistencies leading up to the calamity of Norwich in the year 2019 of the era of the High Queen. So, how would you feel about hiding out at the farthest edge of the world, where no one would ever see you? So I guess Mash is being sent to the future in a coffin? Albion. Okay, so we got Assassins, Avengers, and Berserkers. Classics team should work fine. Section 18, Albion. Does the Lake District exist in the real Britain too? Of course! It's one of the UK's biggest tourist attractions. Ooh, really? It's known for its glacial lakes that seem to stretch on forever, and for its steep rocky crags that have never been touched by civilization. In stark contrast to highly developed cities like London, it still retains the natural beauty it's had for at least 100 years. Fancy clothes, gourmet meals, and thrilling entertainment are great and all, but there's definitely something to be said for the kind of leisure time where you can just lose yourself in the environment.
Hey, Bear Draco. Aldria still hasn't cheered up. What's going on with her?
Is this your first time to the Lake District, Aldria? Huh? Oh, yeah. I was just thinking. So, this is the famous Lake District. It's, sure is as pretty as a picture, isn't it? Also, just as quiet. Did I mention quiet?
Damn, you have no poker face at all, do you? You're obviously still thinking about what Bargus told us, right? Don't keep it to yourself.
Is this Barrel Gut truly Morgan's master? Huh, that is the question. Though, of course, the real question might be, is Morgan actually a servant? It's a hell of a conundrum, that's for sure. Barrel Draco and I have been going back and forth trying to square that circle ever since we got here. At first, I thought Morgan was the king of the lost spells. Same. I mean, she'd pretty much have to be if she's been ruling here for 2,000 odd years. But after meeting Morgan and Barrel in Camelot...
You mean when Barrel said he was Morgan's master and she didn't deny it? So Morgan's not Barrel's servant, but Barrel is Morgan's master. That's a brain buster, ain't it? I don't even know where to begin. Any ideas as to how that could work, Da Vinci?
I'm afraid not. There's just too little information to work with. If Holmes were here, he could string a number of theories together into a plausible hypothesis. But he's not.
What about you, Altria? Did you come up with anything? Wow, apparently I can say that.
I do have one idea, I think. I remember when you said that masters and servants, and the kind of things Caldi has done so far. But I'd rather not think about it any more than that. If I'm right, then Morgan would be... impossible for you to beat? I fear you'd rather not even fight at all if you don't have to. Habitat? What's wrong with not wanting to fight her? Who said you have to try and beat her no matter what? Kalia's goal is to acquire Morgan's Rongomenad, and the Child of Prophecy's goal is to ring the 6 bells. Trust me, I heard Ansel's Child of Prophecy poem in Londinium enough to last a lifetime. And there's not a single verse in there about killing the queen. But Morgan herself told me to defeat her. Did she now? She's just playing everyone's antagonist because she doesn't dare trust anyone anymore. But I'm not saying any more than that. All I care about is Mash and Barrel Draco's finally being reunited. You can't go around trying to please everyone else all the time. Sometimes, you just gotta tell them to piss off. No more shit chat. We've already got a few more headed our way. You remember Marcus's warning, Bear Draco? Good. Then don't hold back. We're all counting on your firepower to get us through this. Alright. So Ass is a witch. Fairies are assholes. And Mash is being sent to the future via the old-fashioned way, I think. Via waiting. Let's see what we got here. Man, I don't know. Well, actually... crap. That was wrong. Character. Whoopsie. Her battery is only 30, so it's not even worth
doing? This is charisma up and try to go through this first wave as fast as possible. I can pee now, but still not great. Oh, thank God. Yeah, it's really not worth MPing. But Squirtoria should have 2 Arts cards coming out. I don't think she can chain anything. I don't know if she can chain herself. Cool. Gotta get rid of the curse. Yeah, I apologize for being late. I ADHD the hell out of myself. I started reading the manhwa Now Machine, where a martial artist gets visited by his descendant and gets given Now Machines, which is essentially just like the system type of manhwas, or like the hunter types, I guess. What's the best option here? Wow. But yeah, it's like pretty solid so far. It's pretty classic overpowered protagonist so far. But you know, it's fun at least. If this is like your first venture into that genre, I think it's a good introduction for like a fun, turn off your brain series. I'm currently on chapter 50, I think, which is like half the amount of chapters that are currently released. Oh, I'm at 43. Never mind. Okay, it's a mysterious biological weapon. That's unexpected. Wow, seriously? It's after they introduced subtitles. Did I finish my thought? Or did I get distracted? Anyways, yeah, it's all serious. And we are sealed. Okay, so there's a curse up. We don't actually have any debuffs on us. That's pretty nice. Heal. Already got leveled up. No real point. I think we just do an NP chain of everyone. Nice.
負傷者の手当てを。戦いはまだ続きます。
Alright. Oh yeah, the next Lost Boat story node is gonna be released in like December 17th. So I gotta get through this fast. That last monster was certainly new for Britain. Nope. That woman's gotta be nearby. What does she think this is? A vacation? Honestly, probably.
Looks like it's going to take us at least a full day to make it through the Lake District and get to the North Coast. I don't think we'll make it more than halfway today. We should look for a forest where we can make camp before nightfall. Say, Haptrot, do you maybe know this area? You said you were originally from the north, right? Well, yeah, I guess. This place hasn't changed in forever, so I at least know it's better than the south. What do you ask, Da Vinci? You want a history lecture from old Habitat? If you could, that'd be great. We never heard much about the Lake District down south. Gotcha. Okay then, but just until sunset. Long ago, Britain used to be way smaller. Back then, this was all ocean. At the time, Britain was the only landmass in the world. At least, the fairies thought so. So they worked to expand the isle. Then, one day, when they expanded it up to where Manchester is now, they noticed there was a forest on the far shore. That was this place, the British Lost Boats Lake District. A forest in the middle of the ocean. That's where the Northern Fairies come from. They'd been living off the fruits of that forest all that time. The Northern Fairies? So they were Nokna Rab's ancestors? Yup. The 6 clans and Northern Fairies have totally separate lineages. Anyway, back in the Fey era 6000, I guess that'd be 8,000 years ago. Fairy Britain had its very first war. In it, the Northern and Southern Fairies fought each other. And nowadays, it's only known as the War of Spring. It happened when the Northern Fairies got jealous of all the land the Southern Fairies had, and crossed the sea to invade it. But even though their leader was super strong, on average, the Northern Fairies were still weaker than the Southern ones. Back then, there were no humans on the Northern Fairies side, only the Southern Fairies kept humans. So, the war ended with the Southern Fairies' victory. Apparently, it was a total massacre. Whenever the Northern Fairy successors were born, the Southern Fairies would just kill them on the spot. That's where they got all the bodies they needed to fill the ocean up to the Lake District. Jesus Christ. They killed so many Northern Fairies that eventually, new generations stopped being born altogether. What happened to the Northern Fairies after that? Everyone thought they'd gone extinct, but nope. It turns out they were still alive. The leader of the Northern Fairies was made of much sterner stuff than any fairy from the 6 clans. Well, they were called the 6 clans back then, but you know what I mean. Anyway, the Northern Queen escaped, left the Lake District, and went to make the Western Island all by herself out in the middle of the empty sea. The Western Island, Ireland, became a legendary island that no one else could see, but existed all the same. It became the final hope for fairies who were exiled from Britain, a sort of last bastion of castaways. Later on, there'd be another war between the North and South, between the North and South, called the War of Summer. But that had nothing to do with the Lake District, so I'll just skip that one. Anyway, after the First War, the War of Spring, the The Sun Fairies claimed the Lake District for themselves and began developing their civilizations even further. The fairies that would go on to become the Mirror Clan, and the fairies from Britain's northmost area would go on to become the Rain Clan. Each built thriving cities here. Though, of course, as you can see, they've long since been wiped out.
Not sure thriving is the word I'd use then. Then again, the idea of a single country enduring for more than 1,000 years doesn't really fit for us non-Brits in the first place.
Morgan's Fairies Britain has lasted more than 2,000 years, remember? Of course, you can't really call them as thriving either, since it hasn't advanced any in all that time. The Rain Clan, I see. Britain's skies are always cast in twilight. So it makes sense there would have been fairies who control the rain and other weather. But why did the Rain Clan go extinct? Did they disappear naturally, or? I'll tell you once we get to Orkney. All you need to know for now is that the Rain Clan and their city Orkney were destroyed in Fate Era 4000.
So 2,000 years after the War of Spring?
Yep, they built their city around Fate Era 5000. So it was one of the few British metropolises to last over 1,000 years. Now I see. So that's why Ireland's nowhere to be found. The Northern Fairies must be of Irish descent. The only Northern Fairies to survive the War of Spring was their queen. But then, what happened to the Western Isle? Why is that gone too? Why'd you think? Because the Northern Fairies migrated to Britain, of course. Mab made that island to keep her fairies safe. She took it all back into herself just before she invaded the British Isle. That was the War of Summer, back in Fate Era 2000. Ask the Savior and the first Tamlin fought in it too. Man, you guys wouldn't believe how strong Queen Mab was. After the failure in the War of Spring, the Northern Fairies coexisted with humans in Ireland for 4,000 years. The Southern Fairies only saw humans as tools for producing entertainment. The Northern Fairies, though, they saw humans as partners, and together, they built a real civilization. So even though the Southern Fairies had the numbers advantage, the Northern Fairies were still overwhelmingly stronger. At first, Queen Mab wanted to wipe out the Southern Fairies as payback for what they did to the Northern ones. But eventually, Ash managed to broker a peace between the two sides. As part of the deal, the Northern Fairies were ceded the north part of Britain as their territory, and welcomed into the fold as the King Clan. That's when the 6 clans we have now first came about. The rest, you guys already know. Anyway, with that kind of bad blood between them, it's no wonder the fairies of the north and south still don't get along, even in the era of the High Queen, right?
Right. I totally remember my fairy history.
Basically, all you have to remember is that there was a big battle between the clans in the last years of the Fae era, right before the era of the High Queen began. What about the start of the Fae era 14,000 years ago? Do you know anything about that? Nope. There's not a single record of Britain's genesis. Ask and the first Tamlin tried their hardest to track one down, but all they learned was the story of the 6 fairies. The 6 fairies, as in... So you already know about it. Yep, it was that mirror. I don't remember all that much about it either. But if you want, I'll tell you what I know about it as a bedtime story. Not that there's all that much to it. At best, it only makes for a decent lullaby. Man, I just got like 7 tails in a row. Just assassin. Yeah, I probably should just run the Bond Seas, just so I get a little more for Idol X. Oh, this came out of nowhere. What's the catch? There's gotta be a catch. Okay, so let's just charge Squirtoria's bar. Oh, 3 waves. Or what? Yeah. Alright, what's next? Man, I don't know why it keeps flicking up like that. Might be able to build last pick there.
どれほど遠く汚れても私は星を探すのです。さあ幕を開けてアラウンドカリバーン。ここでまっすぐ狙い撃ちです。
Okay, get the last 10%. Got the last 10%. Awesome. Totally planned that.
ビッグウェーブもちろんスイミングの時間です。水面に光は勝利のせい。カリバーここでまっすぐ。
Hold on. I really wish I could have changed it. Man, it's all Squirtoria.
望まれることを望まれたように。それはいつか来る兆しの星。誰に呼ばれるまでもなく、あなたは星をかざすでしょう。アラウンドカリバーン。
And that should charge her up. Charisma up. Yeah, I guess I just use regular Toria. Wait the turn for, what you call it? Get stars. Buster chain.
雨の星の息吹、輝ける命の本流、受けるがいい。エクスタイバー。行くぞ、トライズカイバーン。白兵戦行きます。今回はうまくいきました。
This spot looks perfect. Okay, guys, that's enough walking for today. Let's go ahead and set up camp.
Oh, pitch his tent. I'll go gather brushwood. I mean, firewood.
I'll go write a report for the border.
Wow. It truly is amazing how bad my luck is right now. Anyways,
I'll go laze around for a while, since I'm just plain tired. Then I'll go put up a bandaged field to ward off animals and insects. Gosh, camping is so much fun no matter where you do it.
Roger that. All hands, move out. All that's left to do now is rest up for tomorrow.
Yep, I think now is a good time to call it a night. There don't seem to be any dangerous creatures here, so... Hold it! I still haven't told you guys about the 6 fairies like I promised. Oh, right. I'm sorry, Happy Cat. Please, go right ahead. Don't worry, I'm listening. It sounds pretty important, after all. Okay, now which diary was it? Aha! Here it is. Happy Cat's History, page 153. It became ocean at the end. There was an ocean at the beginning. After the shooting star passed, the land all ran into rivers. Long, long ago, as far back as time can go, 6 fairies went outside to find the world had become an ocean. There was no land, no rocks, no fish, no birds. And of course, there were no mountains or forests, which the 6 fairies loved more than anything. The six fairies didn't know what to do. They grew sad and thought of going home. This is awful, they thought. How terrible our world has become. Then a large shadow rose up from the ocean. It belonged to a giant fluffy creature. On his shoulder stood one of the animals the fairies believed was gone. The animal on his shoulder called the fluffy creature Cernunnos. Cernunnos the animal and the 6 fairies soon became friends. It wasn't easy living on the ocean. There was nowhere to go and nothing to do. But Cernunnos made things better for the 6 fairies by sheltering them from the waves. However, the animals said that Cernunnos was a god, and that he needed offerings. So the 6 fairies offered Cernunnos their joy. And they offered Cernunnos their wish. The ocean waves is nice, but we still miss having a land. And so, the fairy's wish was granted. Then, after the rejoicing ended, the god grew tired and fell asleep. The 6 fairies revered Cyrano for granting their wish. They made grateful use of everything that was left behind. Thus did the Isle of Britain come into being. May the first 6 fairies find salvation. The end. So, was that helpful, Ultra? Well, you're amazing, Happy Cat. I can't believe how much you know. Is she talking in her sleep? Pretending to be awake? What about the rest of you? Muramasa, Da Vinci, Barrow Draco?
I'm fine, I'm still awake.
I knew it. You've got to be patient if you're going to make a good spouse one day. But seriously, that was really helpful. It seems pretty clear now that the giant beast from the mural, Cyrano, really did exist, along with the 6 clan ancestors. Also, what do you think that animal riding on Cyrano's shoulder was? I can only think it was human. I think so too. Gods do like having mouthpieces. My guess is this human was Cyrano's priest. Wow. They're probably there to share their god's word with the world.
I see. So that mean when Britain was first created, there was a god, a priest, and fairies, huh? But now, there's no god, no priests, and the only humans that exist were made by fairies. There's gotta be something more to this story. Maybe that's what Morgan's hiding.
Seeing how any stories related to gods completely died out in the era of the High Queen, you're probably right. But that leaves us with yet another question. If this story is true, it means Cyrano gave the Southern Fairies, the 6 clan ancestors, this land. But then who gave the Northern Fairies the land with the woods on it in the Lake District? Oh, I know about that. I know that one. This is a secret only the Miro clan and those born before the era of the High Queen began knew, but a certain being's corpse lay somewhere in the Lake District. Even if the world became totally blank, or an empty sea with no life, it remained all by itself without decomposing until it eventually transformed into a small forest. I'll be on the border, the last dragon. The corpse it left behind when it failed to return to the paradise of Avalon became the Northern Fairies' homeland.
I think we're still fighting ghosts, so yeah, I'm just gonna switch to like my bonsies. Drop her. Let's just go with the 4-star team. God damn it. I do want more Mystico XP. Wow, seriously? Damn it. Guess I'll drop this one. So that's what we talked about last night.
Thanks, Barodraco. And I'm sorry again about falling asleep last night, Habitat. It's okay. I'm not mad anymore. Besides, I did say it'd make for a decent lullaby. It sure did. I slept great. I haven't dreamt so peacefully in a long time.
Whoops. That was accent.
So, just how amazing was this Albion thing anyway? In prepping history's archaeological circles, Albion is thought to be the name of Britain's prehistoric civilization. In the Magecraft world, it is also known as the Dragon of the Age of the Gods, and the last pure-blooded dragon. So to put how amazing that is in more concrete terms, Well, servants, that is, heroic spirits, could be said to be super beings that are way beyond humanity, both physically and spiritually. Not all servants are equal. They're all ranked based on the scale of their spirit origin. The heroic spirits at the very top of the tier, the ones that even other heroic spirits would consider astonishingly powerful, are known as grand spirit servants. Wow. By that token, Albion would probably be considered a grand dragon by other dragons. I mean, if it was around when Earth was formed, that alone would mean it possessed 4.6 billion years worth of genetic information. It's not a god that was modeled on human perception or one discovered through faith. It's a primordial supernatural being. That said, humanity's no slouch either. In just a few 100,000 years, we took the accumulation of all 4.6 billion years worth of life on this Earth and deciphered it, acquired it for ourselves, and are actively trying to develop it even further. So while a single human might not compare to something as amazing as Albion, as a race, there's nothing out there that surpasses humanity. We are the most advanced life form on Earth, you know.
Well said. We might be enemies, but just now, I'm real glad we're on the same side.
Thanks. You might be our enemy, but I love how you give credit where it's due.
Of all the ways for two people to become friends.
And yet, they still think of themselves as enemies. Weird.
I know, right? Since ancient times, boys have always will be boys. Have and always will be boys. Huh?
What the hell was that? Transition music.
That was weirdly wacky. Oh boy, he has dodge. So, first attack each turn is gonna be nulled. That's annoying. Don't really have a real effective first move either. Alright, so Charisma up here. And... yep, go that way. Get rid of the evade. Ooh, great, nice. Still can't squirt Toria chain, which sucks.
時間です。勝利の天カリバー
Man, who would have thought Lance Torrey would have to be really good here?
今のうちに準備
Having that Pierce Invincible will be real clutch right now. Well, that's not helpful. Man,
楽しみです。
having to lead the shot really makes it annoying.
成功に深い逃がしをしない。いいですね。ええ、お任せよ。この明かりの星の気分、死を減らす命の証。決着をつけるぞ。エクスプレスカリバー。行くぞ。ストライクカリバー。
Okay, that's weird.
Okay, that's enough of that. You're the fairy who's been following us since yesterday, aren't you?
That's me. Hi there. I'm the Mirror of the Night Call. I'm Mirror of the Night Call. I've been watching you guys since I picked up your lovely auras.
By the way, unlike the original, my gender isn't exactly a secret, okay? I'm Nightcall. So you're a spirit who didn't disappear after dying? But that's weird. I don't sense any hostility or malice or anything from you.
No, I don't have any regrets or grudges. I'm just too strong to disappear, that's all. I've been stuck like this for years on end now. Honestly, I'm not entirely sure what to do about it either. Gotcha. Sounds like a real problem. Would it help if we left some food on your grave or something? You want to leave food on my grave even though there's nothing there? That's so funny. But thanks, you guys are really nice fairies.
Man, you sure are a cheerful Nightcall, aren't you? Guess you didn't die because you lost your purpose then. How'd you bite it? Was it sudden? Did you have an unlucky accident or something?
It was more of an incident than an accident. We were all massacred by the fire and wind 6 years ago, just like Ansel predicted. Ansel died then too. Now there's no one from the Mirror Clan left. At least I'm pretty sure there isn't, or was there? That's odd. Oh well, everyone forgets things sometimes.
Huh?
Anyways, you guys look like you're a lot of fun, so I have a little request I hope you can help me with. See, a few days ago, a weird fairy showed up and started living in a really important place we used to protect. Do you think you might be able to chase her off for me?
Well, while we're usually willing to help fairies, I mean, Nightcall's in need. We kind of have somewhere we need to be ourselves. But, just out of curiosity, what does this weird fairy look like?
Well, she's wearing a fancy upper-class fairy dress, and she even wears fancy glasses, and she has a whole bunch of subordinates and a pink tail. Crap. Hang on, that sounds like Koyanskaya. against Avenger.
According to Skylar, that servant we saw with Merlion, right? Avalon thinks he was dangerous, but does that mean she's a problem Claudia has to deal with too?
That aspect of her is still kind of up in the air.
There's no doubt that she's fundamentally incompatible with humanity as a whole, but we've never faced her directly just yet. She did try to kill us during the attack on Caldia base, but that was probably just her following the foreign god's orders. She's also made a habit of toying with the local populace in each Lost Belt, but I think that's just her way of enacting retribution. She basically took the existing systems of exploitation in a given world, like the relationship between the ruling class and the lower class, and exaggerated them. She may hate humanity, but she never tried to obliterate it. That said, she's been making a point of collecting creatures from each Lost Belt which never existed in proper human history. Also, she is the immature form of a beast, an evil bent on destroying humanity, which would put her pretty firmly in the evil camp. If Point Skya were just acting as Marion's bodyguard, that's between them. We'd have no business interfering. But if she's adding to her collection here too, then we can't just sit back and do nothing. It's really only a matter of time until she turns those creatures against us. Stopping her now is just kind of self-defense, so we don't have to fight them off later. I see. I think I understand why she's so dangerous now. In which case, she must be after... Mirror, are we headed to the bog where the dragon's remains are now?
We sure are. That weird fairy came trundling up to that pitch black pool one day with an umbrella in tow, even though no one beside us should know about it. Then she kicked out the Moors, and last I saw, she was doing something nasty to the dragon's corpse. The dragon's corpse. She's after Albion. Damn it. Has she no shame at all? That thing's gotta be like a national treasure. No tourist like her has a right to take it. Not to mention how badly it reflects on proper human history. Moors, Moors, there's a bunch of Moors here. There's a whole bunch of Moors here. Run for it, everyone. Forget about the dragon's corpse. Don't throw away your life. Don't throw away your life away.
Don't worry, we'll be fine. Luckily, there aren't many pure fairies here, so we can handle a bunch of Moors. Oh, but make sure you stand back, Habitrot. We don't want to risk a worst-case scenario. Don't be daft, you idiot. This is no time to be worrying about me. The poison is super deadly. Make sure your healers are ready to go, Bear Draco. If I have to, I'll go fight these things myself.
Oh wow, yeah, she's gonna fire herself. Oh, Castoria is set. I'm gonna assume AoE stuff gonna happen, so. Boop 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 boop. Crown. And horse. Alrighty, let's get going. God damn that break bars. Wow, Ultra is 105 now. Alright, let's just supercharge Muramasa. Which one has his battery? Is it the Pierce Invincible one? Drop rate, and invincible. Crit strength, increase crit star, drop rate. Okay, so this last skill is the one that has the battery on it. Alrighty. And this should do pretty decent damage. Hopefully we can two-turn this. Crap. Really? Just a bit short? Gosh darn it. Man. That sucks. It's nice that the support NPCs are all MP5. I don't get why that's ever not the case. Man. Alrighty. Now let's supercharge this. This is our last shot. This is anti-divine and ignore defense. I guess I would boost damage on. Benchy just in case Muramasa doesn't kill him. Holy crap, that's strong poison. Oh, glad that worked out. Crap. 3 years bad enough. Now it's even more. Something's not right here. Moors wouldn't gather on their own like this. It's gotta be a trap Queen Sky set. She must really not want anyone getting past here. You mean she's already got Moors under her thumb? This Queen Sky lady must be even more trouble than I thought. In fact, now that I think about it, I can't believe you knew what she was like and still greeted her in Gloucester like it was no big deal, Bear Draco. Yeah, I can't really argue against that. What else could you have done back then? Marion was there too, you know. Now quit griping and get back to fighting. If we can't handle this, I'm gonna end up using my noble phantasm till I'm drained dry. Keep those enchantments coming, Altria. I'll pull off 3 Sumakari in a row. If that's what it takes. Even if I have to burn my own spirit origin for fuel.
Huh? Does that mean servants' spirit origins are flammable?
Can't speak for everyone's, but mine is. Look, don't worry about it. Like I said, just keep them coming. When you've been standing at the forge as long as I have, losing an eye or a leg stops seeming like such a big deal.
Tamlin, Lancelot, what are you doing here? Never mind that. I'm going to clear out these moors. Stand back, child Prousey. You're only getting my way.
No way, that's the Chella prophecy. Now that I'm a night call, I couldn't tell it was her. But now I'm getting a better look at her. I can sense it too. Yay! She finally made it back to the entrance to paradise. This is great. What a relief. Now all of our purposes have finally been fulfilled. Hello, Bryn's Bell of Ending. So you're the one with the highest of callings. The second Avalon La Fée. Well, I think that confirms who asked us. There's only 2 AP costs. Pretty surprising.
I see none of you were hurt or killed. Not that it is any of my concern. How in the world can she rapid fire her noble phantasm like that? You didn't come here to save us, did you? No, I suppose I could have just left you to your own devices. But this place is special to me, so I didn't want Morris ruining it. That's all.
So you're not going to fight the Child of Prophecy?
Yes, I will, but not now. We all know there's going to be a war eventually. When there is, we Tamlin will lead the charge against the Child of Prophecy and the Foreign Mage. There's no need to rush things. When the time comes, I'll make your deaths so excruciating that your souls will flee your bodies from the pain alone. So cruel and sadistic. You're pretty ugly on the inside for a fairy said to be the most beautiful in Britain, aren't you? Me, the most beautiful? That's very kind of you to say, but no, I'm not the most beautiful fairy in Britain. Well, maybe you value function over form, but true beauty has nothing to do with combat ability. Why am I bothering to talk about this? I really need to learn what is and isn't appropriate for fairies one of these days. Anyway, I take it you're all here to ring the bell pilgrimage. If you are, then I'd just turn around and leave if I were you. There's nothing like that here anymore. Anything that used to be here has long since been burned. Ah!
Yikes, you scared me. Did you see a ghost or something?
Yes, I'm looking at one. Have you guys really not noticed it until just now? That's a night call. And if it's here, it must be from the Mirror Clan. I see. So that's what was calling to me.
No, you got all wrong. We don't begrudge anyone anything. We already did everything we had to do. We have nothing left to tell you. More importantly, are you sure you don't want to hurry to the bog? Otherwise, you might be too late to stop that outsider from taking your homeland for herself. Come on! Lancelot, no Lancelot, we can't let Coin Sky get away with this, right? The NFF Keep Out tape looks so out of place here.
What are these hideous bindings doing here? How dare you wade into our lake with your dirty feet? Dirty feet, all the nerve. I'll have you know I'm very fond of this dress Lady Murian gave me. So I've been toiling away at this excavation site from the air, as you can see. Unfortunately, these moors I just acquired have been unable to either transport or destroy it. So I was nearly on the verge of writing the whole thing off as a loss. But luckily, even with these bones... wait, what? Even though these bones are worthless junk to me now, it seems mistreating them a little was the right choice. Now, I'll get my hands on the tamlin I've been waiting and hoping for. This aura, you must be an immature beast.
You know about beasts, Lancelot?
Of course I do. Oh, of course I do. Why do you know about them? Oh, I see. Proper human history must be having a tougher time than I thought. Those bones must be what's left of Albion's corpse. Whoever coined Sky wants of them, we can't let her get it. Come on, Bear Draco. We need help Lancelot. I don't know what Coin Sky is after, but whatever it is, it can't be good. This time, we're gonna cut off her tail and send her packing. What was that? How driftily crude. Not all of us world-class beauties ruin nations, you know. Why, if anything, I'm doing humanity a favor. I'd say what I'm doing here is philanthropy. But I suppose trying to get you all to see reason is a fool's errand, since you can't even see what a blight this thing actually is. All the hard work I put into to acquire this fine specimen of a weapon, and you've all ruined it. You know, I think this may be a fine occasion to finally get rid of you all. Stand back, everyone. Something huge is coming out of the bog. Is that a dragon? Could it be Avalon himself? No! What are you, blind? It's just none of the Moors. You're all brawn and no brain, aren't you? You'll never be a match for Morgan like that.
Hey, you can't blame Ultra for being confused. These magical angelos are insane. They're as high as the Calamity in Norwich, if not higher.
You're right. I didn't want to believe it, but this water is all made up of the same stuff as Moors.
Ew.
It's like dripping with animosity towards fairies. We're basically surrounded by Moors now. There's no escape. And that's right. This is where Albion's dead flesh rotted away, becoming the most foul substance in all of Britain. And that's not all. This is also where the northern fairies were massacred in the War of Spring. For 8,000 years their hatred has festered away in this natural cauldron. Albion itself may be no more than a pile of bones now. But it's no trouble to collect all the magical elements that were left here and make them into what they used to be. What are you saying? Are you planning to steal Albion's corpse since it's perished all alone in the sea of nothingness? Of course not. My clients wouldn't be interested in acquiring a zombie. No, this is strictly a one-time deal. I'll return it to his old, decayed flesh once all of Chaldea's dead. Besides, you're the thing I'm really after. Haven't I already mentioned that? You see, Lord Beryl gave me a juicy, super secret bit of info. You're a living Albion, so I'm going to take you away from here and keep you all to myself. But if Lancelot is Albion, why does she still look like a fairy? Now, as much as I hate to cut short a chat about my fabulous products, I'm afraid I must. Good day, Chaldeans. Thank you so much for your patronage these last several months. Now, allow me to escort you down to the depths of hell, where you can all wait for Britain's destruction. This is way worse than it was in Norwich. It's suicide to fight a Moors of this scale without massive protection. We've got to find a way to retreat back to those ruins.
Excuse me. Oh, man, I was really...
The hell it is! Don't be fooled. This thing's all bark and no bite. Sure, this bog's curse is powerful, but it's not a real calamity. That weird lady up there is just getting a temporary form. You guys can take this thing easily. Now, come and kick his butt, Baron Draco. This is no time to be hanging out here. Mash is waiting for you to come get her in Orkney.
Well, in that case, bring it on! Oops.
Damn. Just when I thought I'd broken their spirits. If only that odd little fairy hadn't stuck her nose in. Fine. I'll help you all here. Just this once, I'm going to disable the name and gift Her Majesty bestowed on me. Because if that really is Albion's animated flesh, then I'm the only one who can burn it away. Hear me. I am not the knight known as Lancelot. My true name is Melusine. Melusine of the Dark Bog. I am the descendant of Albion, given my name by the most beautiful being alive.
Goddamn, it's 11. I hate it. Alright, so we just skip past that, get to the fight, and end it there. I assume it's just gonna be a single target, so... Oh god, yeah, so annoying. I don't get why the server resets at 11 and 8. It's so stupid. Like, does it still use my AP? I mean, sure it's only 2 and it took us longer to read that out than anything, but still annoying. Oh man, I am like real burpy. It was against Avenger, so... Don't really have much effectiveness against it. Single target, single target. I think I'll just use them for bond experience. Since they're, what you call it? Bond C's literally only affect sabers. Man. I'm doing is drinking tea, but like really triggering me for some reason. Oh, great. Okay, when HP reaches 0, recover HP and survive. When HP is less than 0%, apply a state of Avalon's dead flesh is removed. You sustain support. Recover HP and survive. And when HP is less than 0%, apply a state where Albion's dead flesh is removed if you sustain support NPC's AoE attack. Okay, so I have to get it down to 0 first, or near 0, and then... Yeah, same here. Alright. The dragon's AoE, so... Yeah, it's gonna be tough. I can only hope that's not like a full HP heal.
君はもう私のものだ。血も肉もこぼさない。深い水底に連れて行こう。ここから下る。
Okay. So she did a little over 200. That full chain. Okay, this should kill or get this one down to 0. Oh, yes. Then the gust for. Oh, okay, gust only 1,000. Let's go. You know what? We should probably would be fine of just doing our stand.
君はもう私のものだ。血も肉もこぼさない。深い水底に連れて行こう。ここで狙い撃ちです。
Alright, should be able to finish next turn. And Violet no team don't die. Alright, full dragon mode activated. It really does not matter. That wasn't too bad. So cool. I love Melancy. Fair servant. Hands down. Alright, and let's call it a day there. Whew, what an eventful event. And we still have 2 more nodes. So, yeah, I really gotta start doing more streams to get this all done, because we're only halfway there and there's only a couple days left before next event comes out, or not next event, next story node comes out. So until then, thank you all for joining me today, and I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.